The value, the economic value of water spread across so many different facets of life that it almost gets, pardon the pun, but it gets diluted. You know, its real value gets diluted because you've got a tourism sector, you've got a quality of life sector. People's willingness to pay for clean water is huge. You've got a recreational sector, you've got the power industry sector. And then, of course, you have the drinking water sector, and all of these things draw on the value of water.
Most people understood that it was going to be a while before this really had any sort of conclusion. To find water, we were fortunate that we have relatives in the area that are on wells, so we could go and shower anytime that we wanted or fill up our jugs anytime that we wanted. We're also, you know, probably a little bit better prepared than the average Joe for an incident like this, but seeing the infrastructure come into place basically for emergency water rationing was interesting, not only because no one was prepared for it, but also trying to fathom what it was like to be completely cut off, to not have an appropriate supply of drinking water, or to only have to be able to shower in a public space every couple of days if you're lucky.
I immediately sent a note to our assignment editor and said, you know, check into this, let's see what this is. And finished anchoring the rest of that segment of the newscast. During the commercial break, came out, checked in, we'd gotten a little more information. We'd confirmed that yes, this came from the governor's office and it is a do not use order, which is different than a boil water advisory, which is, I think, what a lot of people maybe wondered at first. You know, is this just a boil water advisory? We get those all the time. And it quickly became clear this was not a boil water advisory. This was something much more serious.
When we don't have water, it creates a serious situation, and not one that's just, oh, environmentalists care about it. Everybody cares about it. Citizens care about it. Businesses care about it. It's wildly important to us, and we see it when we realize it when it's gone.
It was like the Batman movie where the Joker poisons everything and within 3 days everybody is stinky and disheveled. And that was really a #1 takeaway. How long is it going to be before we can all stand to be in close proximity to each other again?
We have to be protective of that water. I mean, we have to be protective of that water because so much of our state, so much of our businesses, our economy depends on it. It is not just people who care about the environment. They care about the environment because of its value to the people that live here.
On Twitter during the water crisis, it truly was the 7 stages of grief, because no one knew how to react. And your gut check when the systems that you rely on every day fail is panic, because you have to take care of that basic need first. And I think that with the advent of everyone having a voice to express anything that they want at any time, you get a lot of misinformation with that panic.
This was not handled well, in my opinion, at multiple levels. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact we were in uncharted territory. Some of it, I think, of our own making, some of it not.
I don't know that I would say that even still we officially trust the water. We have switched to bottled water, drinking and cooking, and we also have a tabletop distiller in case, you know, we can't get to a bottled water supply. So in that, I don't know that we'll ever trust the city water system in Charleston again. As far as bathing and washing clothes, you know, within a couple of weeks, everything was otherwise back to normal while we figured out what we wanted to do in regards to our drinking water. It's like a dish. You know, if you take a dish and you throw that on the ground and it shatters, even if you reassemble the pieces well, it's still just not going to be the same.